Hey everyone, Lauren here. Today I will be reviewing a movie called 8th Grade, written and directed by Bo Burnham. Now, I had no idea who Bo Burnham was until 2 seconds ago when I looked him up. Apparently he's a comedian and a singer and a songwriter, but now, and a poet. It says he's a poet also, but now he has written and directed a film, which was really good. So this movie is about a girl who's like just on the cusp of graduating 8th grade, graduating 8th grade and going into high school. And she's like super quiet, always like the person that doesn't really stand out. She's super, super awkward. So I see why this movie is appealing to people and people can relate to it a lot. However, I really didn't relate to it that much. The only part I really related to was that she's talking to YouTube, and I talk to YouTube, and nobody watches her videos, and nobody watches my videos. So, I mean, samesies, girl. So this girl's name is Kayla. I forget the actress's name. Let me look it up. Elsie Fisher. Her name is Elsie Fisher. She's really, really good. She's super good at playing the awkward card. I mean, she might just be awkward, but I don't know. She's really good at that. Also, Josh Hamilton plays her father, who is superb. He's not as good as Michael Stuhlbarg in Call Me by Your Name, but he gives a really, really great monologue towards the end of the film, which is really awesome. I really, really liked him. So I really wanted to kind of go into this talking about social media. Social media is obviously a huge thing, and it's a huge thing in this movie. She's on Instagram, she's on Snapchat, she's on Twitter. For some reason, young people don't have Facebook anymore. I don't know. I have Facebook. Does that mean I'm old? But, so she's like always on social media, always got her headphones in. I don't know. I feel like when I was in middle school, we were kind of in that transition period between having like no social media and having a ton of social media. And even through high school, like I didn't have my first iPhone until I graduated high school. A lot of people had them before me. I had this little like flippy phone thing that it had like a full keyboard and stuff, but like I didn't have an iPhone until I graduated high school. And so I didn't have Snapchat. I had Twitter because I had an iPod Touch. Remember those? And I always had Facebook since 7th grade, I think, but like they mentioned at some point that she got Snapchat in 5th grade, and I was just like, I didn't even like know what social media was in 5th grade. I think I got MySpace in like 6th grade, and that was a thing for a while. So it's just crazy how like I grew up in that transition period of social media. Like we kind of just didn't have it and then we had it. It's so weird. And now just like kids grow up just already having this stuff, and it just blows my mind. So in another part of the movie, she goes to a party, and she goes to a party that she was invited to by the mom of the girl whose party it is. She doesn't really know the girl that well. I guess she doesn't really like her, and she kind of just, she goes through the movie talking in her YouTube videos about like being confident, and then she goes and does the confident thing, or I don't know, coming out of your shell, and then like coming out of your shell. I don't even remember what it was. But she goes to this party, she talks to like one person, but she ends up like doing karaoke there. And I guess she was like, I gotta have confidence, I gotta have confidence, I gotta have confidence. And then she makes a YouTube video about it. My dog wants to come in. That's gonna be a thing in every video I make. Come on in. So she's at this party, and she's really, really awkward, and I was like, yeah, I definitely went to some awkward parties back in the day, but I always had like one or two friends I could talk to, and she kind of like made a friend at the party, which was kind of cool. The cinematography in this film was excellent, especially with the water, because there was like underwater cinematography. It was pretty cool for like a little film that's actually getting a lot of attention. This film is getting so much attention, and it's like, it's so great, oh my god, you guys gotta go see this film. And I was like, alright, I'm gonna go see this film. But anyway, the cinematography was really good. I'm like holding a pen like I'm teaching you. So it's really funny. she has a crush on this boy Aiden in the film. Kayla does, and I just felt like so much solidarity with her because I had a crush on this girl in like, I don't know, sixth, seventh grade. And like, I felt the same exact way. I would like crawl over to be like closer to her, and I would like sit near her in class. And I like, whenever I talked to her, I would just be like, yeah, that's cool. Ha, 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 ha. Yeah. I wanted to be her friend so badly. And like, I know it would never like actually get anywhere, but like, I just wanted to be her friend. And we were like friends for like a little bit, like, I guess kind of acquaintances. So that was a thing. Sorry, something just popped up in my mind. I have to talk about it. They had a school shooting drill, and that was just so strange to see. Because it was literally a guy walking down a hallway, like fake shooting at the kids, like, and that was really horrible. And I don't know, people in my theater were laughing, and because it was just the principal with like a ski mask on, but like I couldn't laugh. I couldn't get behind the comedy of that. I don't know if it was supposed to be funny or what, but, and then they did like a desk drill, like hide under your desk drill, and she went over to go talk to her crush Aiden, and I just couldn't get behind it. I couldn't get behind the school shooting drills. I mean, obviously you have, like, if you're having school shooting drills, you have to like show that you're having school shooting drills, but I couldn't get behind the comedy of it. It was not, I don't think it was done in a way that made anybody feel good, especially just somebody that like really is vocal in politics, I guess. I don't know, I'm not that vocal in politics, but someone that cares a whole freaking lot about this whole thing. So that really turned me off a little bit. I think more the people in my theater turned me off than what was happening on screen itself, but it was just kind of like, I just needed it to be more serious. I know that it either needed to be more serious or they could have left it out. That's all I'm going to say. There are some things that I wrote down that I'm not going to say on camera. I will say them in my written review. The music, the narration music was so good. I really enjoyed it. I did not recognize any of it. I didn't think it was like music that was like mainstream or anything. I just think they wrote their own music. I can check if there's a score or anything, but the music was really good. I mean, every time, like, she would, like, walk into school, there would be, like, this great backup track that was backing her up, and, like, kind of like, she's better than just this awkward little girl. There was a scene in which she's hanging out with her friend that's in high school, and they drop off her friend first, and the guy that was driving her home gets in the back of the car with her, tries to get her to do some uncomfortable things. Thank God it didn't go very far, but I know that a lot of people relate to that, and it was very uncomfortable to watch, and I think we all needed to see that because that happens all the time. It happens whether we want to admit it or not, whether we like it or not, it happens all the time. You're in the back of a car with some guy or some person trying to get you to do things that you don't want to do, and you feel so pressured to do them, and you don't want to say no, and it's like, it's just, and she did say no, but she still felt so guilty about it, and I feel like we need to tell that narrative. We need to tell the narrative that women are still feeling so guilty about saying no to men. That's all I'm going to say about that, too. Kayla used a really good analogy in one of her videos that she always felt like she was waiting in line for a roller coaster, but she never had the feeling of after the roller coaster was done and she felt high or whatever it was, and she's like, I'm always really nervous, and I'm just like, honey, you have anxiety. Like, I know what that feels like. Yeah, so that was just a lot, and I was like, she has so much anxiety, like, I hope she gets help for this, and then she finally just, like, admits that she has it, and it's kind of a turning point in the film, I guess, because she says she's not going to do her videos anymore because she's always so nervous, and she can't carry out what she's saying, she can't take her own advice, I guess, what's happening in the film, and that was really powerful. Because I've definitely felt like that. I definitely felt like I've been preaching stuff that I can't do myself. Like, go take care of yourself, go practice this self-care coping skill, whatever, and I can't even do that. So I've definitely felt that before, so I definitely related to that. So there was a scene where she burns the time capsule that she made in 6th grade, and this time capsule is literally a playbill and movie tickets. So I was like, that's me. Oh, you just called me out right there. She burnt. It's a really strange squirrel on my deck, but she goes and burns that box, and I was like, no, like, you can't do that. Like, these are your memories. And then she makes a new box, and that's really awesome. And I'm like, yes. She made a really awesome monologue at the end about this new box and how if she got through high school and everything was great, then that's awesome. And if she got through high school and everything sucked, that's still okay. And you can go to college and you can wipe the slate clean. And I think that's something that I really needed to hear, because me going through just the steps of becoming an adult, like she mentions, like, growing up is hard. Like, and I know that now. And I didn't know that when I was in 8th grade, so she's like wise beyond her years, but I definitely felt something there, because I always feel like I don't have direction, and I need a direction at all times, or else, like, I can't be this adult person. All in all, I gave this movie 3 out of 5 stars. It wasn't really my cup of tea as far as movies go. It did have some important parts, but I think it just wasn't personally my thing. A lot of people on Letterboxd gave it like 4 out of 5 stars, 5 out of 5 stars. Like, a lot of the really critical critics, really critical critics that I follow on there gave it like 4 or 5 stars. I don't know. I tend to disagree with the critics a lot, and I tend to just kind of follow the beat of my own drum. So I did like this movie. I would recommend it. I just didn't love it. I didn't feel like it was life-changing, but you might, and you might relate to it even more than I did. So that's it. Stay tuned for my written review that will be on my website soon. Post on Facebook. I'll post it on Patreon. Follow me there if you don't already. Facebook.com/WaxmanLauren, Patreon.com/LaurenWaxman. I know, it's really annoying. I'll post the description to my, I always say that. I will post the link in the description below to my website. Thank you for watching.